Hello, hello, and good morning. Welcome to your card of the day for April 14th. Happiest of birthdays to the April 14 babies out there. We're going to see what message is coming up for the next 24 hours. You might not see this video on April 14th, so we're setting the intention for the next 24 hours. We're going to connect here and see what messages are coming up. I'm sorry I'm posting the card of the day a little later than I usually like to. Tomorrow's will be up sooner. Ooh, we have Eight of Cups. Now, Eight of Cups comes up in a couple of different ways. A lot of people are waking up right now. We're coming into like a new, I like to call it a new renaissance or a new dawn, where we're starting to wake up from some of the darker things that we've been doing as the human species, as the human race. And so a lot of us are waking up and evolving right now. We're realizing, hey, like we need to do better, or there's a lot of things that are going on that aren't okay. There's a lot of corruption, like all these kinds of things. Like our eyes are opening up and seeing this, like seeing the truth of the situation, like breaking out of the rat race mindset, like just waking up and realizing that there's so much more to life, so much more that matters. There's a whole spiritual world out there. There's just so much more to life than this automatic autopilot existence we've been living for so long. And so when the Eight of Cups comes up, we might start searching for meaning. We might be asking ourselves, like, what am I doing with my life? Or you might be having a really hard time showing up to your job every single day, thinking to yourself, like, the world is on fire, and yet I'm here doing something that feels so very insignificant to me, right? Or I want to do something more purposeful, or I want to do something that I'm more passionate about. So Eight of Cups can come up when we're longing for a career change, or when we're longing to live our life in a more purposeful way. And there's this whole spiritual journey that we start to embark on. So some of you are really seeking out spiritual connection. Some of you are really seeking out meaning at this time, and you're going on this journey. So it's going to be really important for you to make sure that you're really connected in your spiritual practice. Even if you already have a spiritual practice, it might be a good time to freshen it up a little bit, like to make it a little bit more new, I guess, like spice it up a bit. The same way if you're same way if you were in a romantic relationship for a long time. Like sometimes you got to do things to spice it up, or to keep it fresh, or to keep it new. Because if you're doing the same thing every single day, it can start to become very redundant. It can start to lose its meaning, or lose its power. So what are some things you can incorporate into your spiritual practice? Maybe you're praying and you're meditating. Excellent. Maybe you want to incorporate writing, creativity. Maybe you want to incorporate spending time in nature. Maybe you want to incorporate just sitting with and feeling your music. Whatever it is that you can do to keep this energy fresh, or to do things in like add a new component. For me, water is very spiritual, very, very spiritual. I never get tired of it. So sometimes for me, maybe I'll go to the lake, or when I lived close to the ocean, go to the ocean, and I would just sit there and I would just pray, and I would just be near the water or go swimming. And that to me is a very spiritual connection. There may be some element of nature that you find very spiritual, where you're like, I can really feel God, I can really feel the energy of creation. So maybe connecting in whatever it is that gives you that feeling or that sense. Another thing with the Eight of Cups that makes me really happy when I see it come up for people, a couple of things. This card comes up for me a lot of the times when you're an overachiever and you have a lot of goals in your life and you succeed and you're happy, but only for a little bit. You're like, well, I'm proud of myself that I did this. I'm happy that I did this, but something is still missing. So maybe I focused on the wrong thing. Maybe instead of focusing on starting a business, I needed to focus on my love life, right? And when you focus on your love life, you hit your love life goals, and you're like, well, I'm happy, I'm glad to have this person in my life, but I didn't feel the way I thought I was going to feel, so maybe I'm with the wrong soulmate, or maybe I'll be happier once we have kids. And it always becomes the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And your guides will bring up Eight of Cups in my readings sometimes to say, look, listen, you're about to accomplish everything you're working on right now. You're working super hard, and everything you're going after, you're going to get it. You're going to make it happen. But it's going to be like all the other times before where you feel like maybe you focused on the wrong thing and something is missing. And we're so sad to see you go through that cycle. We don't want that to happen again. This time when you accomplish this, we want you to really be able to enjoy it. We want you to really able to feel satisfied. So again, if you can focus on your spiritual connection and making a strong spiritual connection, you will be able to really enjoy your accomplishments. That's something missing, something missing, something missing. It's because there's something in our spiritual connection that needs to be looked at. Once we have our full spiritual connection, we can feel satisfied. We can feel happy. We can feel accomplished and like cause for celebration. Another thing that makes me happy about the Eight of Cups is a lot of the times it comes up at a time when we're beginning to realize and we're beginning to see that a lot of the things that have happened that maybe we were feeling bad about, because we're in the spiritual awakening, we begin to realize and see that we weren't rejected out of certain situations, we just didn't fit. And we start to understand and realize why we didn't fit. And it's in some ways something that you can feel good about, you can feel proud about. Like you didn't realize, you didn't see that the energy was negative. You didn't realize, you didn't see that there was something very low vibrational there, or something very just something very icky, right? And you tried to make that work, or you tried to be in that thing, and you may have felt like you couldn't make it work, or you couldn't make the connection, or you couldn't hang, you didn't fit in, and you start to realize and see why you didn't fit in, and it's something that you can actually be proud of, right? Sometimes we don't see ickiness in other people because that particular type of ickiness doesn't exist in us. Like we would never fathom the thought. It would never cross our mind to be that way or to think that way. So we don't immediately see it in somebody else. And so sometimes I see with the Eight of Cups, you start to see this in other people. I'm going to say this, and I don't mean to scare you, but some of you have been really longing a very long time to get some kind of approval. For some of you, this could be in a job. Maybe you've been really hanging on because you're wanting that promotion, you're wanting that credit, you're wanting that title. For some of you, it could be a relationship where you've really been trying to keep it together and really trying to be there for this person. But I feel with this Eight of Cups, some of you are looking at the situation, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, this is really icky. Like this is kind of gross. I don't like this energy. I don't want to be a part of it. And so some of you are choosing to move away from a situation or a relationship because you're seeing it as I keep saying icky. You're seeing it as icky, or you're seeing it as like lower vibrational, but you're moving on to more purpose and meaning. Be sure to check out your weekly forecasts if you haven't already. I know it's kind of late in the week, but those are linked in the description of the video. If you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description of my video that will take you to the Calendly page, calendly.com/amethystangel. You can schedule a private reading with me there. Also, those of you interested in coming to the workshop that I'm teaching on June 18th, there's a link in the description for that as well. Love videos for April are linked in the description, and I'll be getting the May videos up in the next couple of days, you'll be seeing the May love readings pop up a little early. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you all have a fabulous day. Take care and be well.